I will be showing gameplay of Final Fantasy 15 after the story has been completed, so if you're afraid of spoilers, then you may just want to listen rather than watch this video. Hello and welcome to JAMnBreadGames. In this video, I want to talk about the details for the PC and Royal Edition of Final Fantasy 15. I'll try not to get too boring with the details and try to emphasize the features that are truly important and relevant, although some of the PC tech features are pretty sweet. It is a little confusing as to what all will be included in each version of the game. I would assume that both versions are identical as they will both be released on March 6th, other than PC specific editions that I will cover later. Therefore, it is probably safe to assume that the majority of gameplay mechanics and DLC will be included in both versions, but don't quote me on that just in case. I'll try to stick to what is listed as being included in each version for this video. The Royal Edition version will be released on Xbox One and PS4. This will include a new dungeon called Insomnia City Ruins Expanded Map. I'm not sure if Expanded Map is describing Insomnia City Ruins or part of the name, or maybe it's just saying that Insomnia City Ruins has an expanded map now. Either way, hopefully that'll be cool. There's also going to be a first-person mode, which will be included, as well as new gear and bosses. A more action-oriented version of the Armiger, called Armiger Unleashed, will be unlocked upon collection of all 13 Royal Arms. The boat from the game can now be commandeered and used to explore the body of water between two major locations in the game. All Season Pass content will be included, which will be episodes Gladiolus, Ignis, and Prompto, as well as the multiplayer expansion. There will also be over a dozen additional pieces of DLC, including car skins, item sets, and weapons. However, the Assassin's Festival, which was an Assassin's Creed crossover, will disappear from the base game January 31st and will not be included with either the PC or Royal Edition. To see gameplay of this, make sure to check out my time with this event by clicking the card. Again, it is not entirely clear if everything mentioned will be released on PC or if they will be released for legacy owners of the game. I would assume this will be the case, but I just want to make it clear that we do not know for sure, at least from what is stated on the website, which will be linked below. There does not seem to be any pre-order bonus for the Royal Edition, but there are 3 different bonuses for the PC version depending on where it is purchased. If purchased from the Microsoft Store, you will have access to the Final Fantasy 15 Power-Up Pack, which contains items to help in combat. Pre-ordering from Steam will grant the Final Fantasy 15 Fashion Collection, which unlocks a selection of outfits for the Prince and company. And lastly, pre-ordering from Origin will allow for the Final Fantasy 15 Decal Selection to be obtained. This will contain decals for the Regalia. Now, I am most excited about the PC edition of Final Fantasy 15. This is an edition that I was fairly confident would be announced after the release of the other Final Fantasy games that came to PC, as well as the Nvidia presentations that used Final Fantasy to show off their tech. I was pleased to see a Gamescom announcement of the PC edition. But what is great about this announcement is that this isn't a standard copy and paste from console to PC like some of the other releases. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy 13 2. The console version has been overhauled with everything from native 4K textures to Nvidia specific details. So let's get into the nitty gritty of the new features. I'll be using the Windows Edition reveal trailer as a guide. The link for this video will be in the description if you want to check it out and see how gorgeous the game will be. The first thing to cover is the native 4K high resolution textures. The game will have support up to 8K as well, which I assume will just be an upscale of the 4K graphics. Either way, this is really cool. There are a plethora of additional details added to the game now with these features, from clothing textures to more textures on the car. From the footage we have of the PC version, it looks like the game will look even more beautiful than it already does on console. Also, HDR10 will be available to those with the Windows 10 Creators Update. There will be a benchmark tool available on February 1st, so make sure to use that if you want to see how far you can push your system. Moving on, we have the addition of Dolby Atmos to the game. This is a surround sound technology released in 2012 to allow for up to 128 audio tracks to be mixed together. Dolby Atmos was first used in the wonderful Disney film Brave. Check it out if you haven't, one of the few newer animated movies that I actually thoroughly enjoy. Other films to use Atmos are The Revenant, La La Land, Mad Max Fury Road, and Gravity. If you want to read more about Atmos, then check the description for a link to the Wikipedia page on this technology. If you have a beefy NVIDIA system, then you'll be able to take advantage of NVIDIA GameWorks. If you are unfamiliar with this middleware, GameWorks encompasses NVIDIA physics and other tools. GameWorks will allow for multiple graphical upgrades, including realistic grass simulation with NVIDIA Turf Effects, where the grass reacts to different forces, such as it being knocked down as you run through it. Another feature is NVIDIA Hairworks, where advanced hair simulation appears to be added to beasts as well as characters. Next is NVIDIA Flow, which has combustible fluid, fire, and smoke simulation. Those intimate moments by the campfire will be that much more intimate with realistic smoke blowing in your face, which is usually what sucks about campfires, but the guys seem to camp where there's no wind, which is awesome. The next feature of GameWorks is NVIDIA HFTS. HFTS features advanced shadow algorithms, which I suppose allows for shadows to form more realistically when light is stopped by hair, hats, and other objects. NVIDIA VXAO, or VKUHAYEOE, allows for high-quality ambient occlusion. NVIDIA Ansel will be in the PC version, which will give players the ability to stop the game and take screenshots from almost any angle, with the ability to move the camera around the game world and add things such as filters and borders. I've dabbled a bit with Ansel and Mirror's Edge Catalyst and Hellblade, and it's actually a very cool tool. It feels somewhat limited in the latter game, but hopefully 15 will allow for more freedom with the camera's position. Those are all the NVIDIA acronyms and features. Another cool thing added to the PC version is the first-person camera mode. Like in the Royal Edition, you will be able to play the game in first person whether you are fighting or exploring. This will definitely lead to a more immersive experience, but hopefully not a motion sickness simulator. Hopefully this camera will transition to other aspects of the game such as driving. A last thing to mention is the addition of mod support, which will be great for creators. Those are all the main features that will be in either the Royal Edition or the PC release. Again, both versions will release on March 6th, and I can't wait to try this game out on PC. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, then make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to be notified when I post new videos. Also, let me know in the comments section what you think about these new features. If you want to see my time with Final Fantasy 15 on the PS4 Pro, then make sure to check out my other channel, JAMnBreadPlays, where I have gameplay of Episode Gladio, in-game gameplay, and the Assassin's Festival. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye guys.